Hello, my friends. My name is Andrew Rubin, and today is the first program that I decided to do recording, and the reason for that is to reveal something, to make available to public some information that is available. So first of all, before we started, let me tell you something, and then you will know where information comes from and all of this. But even before that, I would like to say that our programs are only for those who are capable of thinking themselves, not to follow somebody, not to follow like a government guidance or somebody's guidance, advices and so on, but for those who is curious, who is thinking, who is trying to find the truth. So for those, our programs. So please, those who just want to follow, just blindly some advices, this program is not for you. So don't stretch yourself. Just live your life as you do every day. Yeah, please. And the reason for that is why I'm saying this actually, because I will give this information which is different from you would find somewhere, and this information is available. Now we come to the point when I will explain where information comes from. A little bit, not only physics, but reality of this life. So we live in this world, yeah, and as we see that some air is around us, and here we are, and there are some neighbors and so on. But this is how we see this. And we see this according to our ability, based on our very, very primitive senses. So whatever we see, we say, oh, this exists. What we don't see says, oh, that does not exist. But this is an illusion which we created ourselves and which we accepted as reality. So what we say that, oh, we trust only what we see. Yeah? And that comes from the long time ago. Maybe you remember the story, which was just over 2,000 years ago, when even people, they spent a lot of time together and they saw some, they call miracles, and even they say, oh, I still cannot trust what happens. And then man was saying, okay, you can touch me and see as a proof. And then after that gentleman touched and says, oh yeah, now I believe, now I'm starting understanding. So before that, yeah, it was difficult. So that's what people based their knowledge on very, very primitive things. And but reality is completely different. Completely. Reality is so different that, for example, I'll explain that. we see as like around me, like air, it's like empty space. Yeah? There is nothing there. That's how we see this. But it's not like this. So we know, if you look at the physics, we know that here there are molecules. And molecules, they have some electrons, ions, they just move around. So basically all this space is filled, and it's completely filled with something. So that substance is everywhere. So there is no place in this world where there is such thing as nothing. And because of that, this universe has so-called memory. So basically whatever happens at any place, at any moment, that is recorded inside the universe. We want this or not, but that is as a fact recorded. And for example, yeah, I have some idea. Oh, just idea just came to my mind. Yeah, and I think nobody knows about that idea because there are no witnesses. This is only my idea. And that's how I see this, based again on my very primitive senses. But reality is different. Because I am inside of this universe, as long as some idea comes to my mind, that is immediately becomes available to this universe. So universe knows, as soon as I just think about something, universe knows what I'm thinking about. Yeah? And another thing is, because another person, let's say my neighbor for example, yeah, or somebody else, who could be 1,000 kilometers away, miles away, those people, they live as well inside the same universe. And because, as I mentioned, that there is a substance which connects us together, so basically we live together in the same universe, which is filled with this substance. And because of that, everybody has access to whatever is in this universe. So I will try to explain like in simple way, and that if somebody, doesn't matter who is that person, somebody has some idea, yeah, some secret. So it is very easier, I tell you, it is easier for another person to know about that. So what do people need for that? They need just to tune to that particular person, to that particular idea. This is like why to tune? Because there is so much information around. Yeah, because so many people around, they're all constantly thinking about something. But if somebody wants to pick up that particular idea, then he needs to tune specifically for that idea. Yeah? Similarity with that, just to try to explain in simple way, is when there is for example, some crime happens, yeah? And there is nobody there, so police comes and says, all right, okay, how we would find who did this? So they bring a dog. Yeah? So they bring a dog, and then they say to dog, okay, please, have a look and see if you can trace whoever was doing this. And the dog looks, but those policemen look people around and says, how would they know whom you want me to look at? So then people bring something that belongs to that person that they want dog to trace. So basically that the dog has to tune his let's say way of looking at to that particular person. Then he will start sniffing it and will go and we'll see how far he will go tracing that person. So the same way it works for people if they want to get any information. I repeat, any information. So that's why I'm saying there are no secrets in this world. None whatsoever. If somebody, let's say in Pentagon, yeah, somebody says, oh, I have very, very good idea, and he wrote that on a piece of paper and put it in a very, very safe place, top secret, and so on, all these marks there, and put very high security there, so nobody knows. He is only one person. I don't even say 2 or 3 people. Even one person knows about that secret code. And he thinks, he believes, truly believes that this is a top secret. In reality, to pick up that secret, it's like this. All you need to do, just tune to that person, to that idea. So basically, you just look through universe to that event, and you read, and you see this. Actually, you visualize. You can get it in any form. Basically, it's like on the table. There is a food there. You come and you take that food. So there are no secrets in this world. That is why I decided to start make recordings explaining some things, that those things they happen in this world, and some people they think that they do this secretly, that they're very clever and nobody knows about this. No, that's illusion that they have. That's okay. Keep them with their illusions. But I'm saying that it is there is no problem to find any secrets, whatever exists in the world. Secrets, quote again, in this world. That's actually it's not new. Even in old times, some people they had such an ability, and they called like a mind readers. Yeah, they could read somebody is thinking of, but that is very, very primitive. I'm saying that anybody can read everything in this world. It's not like even like internet. Yeah. So basically, what you do, you go to search engine, any search site like Google, Yahoo, whatever, and says, oh, I want to know about, I don't know, like making airplane, for example, yeah, and then information comes. If somebody would say about this, let's say 100 years ago, says, oh, you can go to such place and you can get any information, whatever you need, they probably would consider you as some having some mental problems. That's, no, it's impossible. Now it's everybody probably say, oh yeah, it's very easy. And but even internet it's a very, very, very primitive thing in comparison with what I'm explaining you, how to read any information, because all information is stored in this universe and it's forever there. It does not disappear at any. So basically you can get information for as long as you want, for 1,000 years ago, for 10,000 years ago. The only thing is how to tune, how to get this particular information that you are interested in. And but again, everything is possible. There is no problem at all. And but I will try to do this not based on this sort of technology, yeah? Not on this ability which I would use partially, but mainly I would try to use materials which are available, which are very easy. Because if I will just get any information about anything, whoever is thinking, like President of Russia or President of America, what they're thinking right now at this moment, then the purpose of those people will be just get rid of that guy. So there is no need for that. So we are here to learn how to use our own heads and see around with open eyes. And so today we will talk about, now it's very popular, this called coronavirus or COVID-19. And we will try to have a look at this, and we will try to see. I wanted it first. At first, I was thinking to say this is the biggest scam, but I wouldn't say at the moment like this, because there are some interesting things about this. Because it exists, so it's not just like some imagining things. Yeah, it exists, but not in the way that it is presented. So we will talk about this. So first, let's have a look at one thing, which is again public available. In 2015. Bill Gates on a conference, TED conference, he gave a speech where he was saying that there is a very, very high threat of virus which will be very devastating as a war. So it's very, 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 like, will have a very terrible effect on the whole humanity.
Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this. If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war. Not missiles, but microbes. Now, part of the reason for this is that we have invested a huge amount in nuclear deterrence, but we've actually invested very little in a system to stop an epidemic.
And recently, he gave another interview where people were asking, okay, so what did you mean that time, and why your prediction just happened? And he was saying, oh yes, he was trying to say that time that the government has to give more funding for prevention of that.
But the goal of the talk was to encourage governments to make the investments so we could respond very quickly and keep the case numbers very, very low.
Yeah. So basically, he was admitting that he wanted to get funding, as he was involved in this pharmaceutical industry. And okay, then there is a question comes. So okay, if, for example, somebody wants to get some funding, let's say fireman comes and says, oh, right, okay, we want to get more funding. And people say, oh, no, you see, we didn't have any fires for last 5 years. We are thinking of reducing funding for you because there is no such necessity at the moment. Yeah, we will keep some funding for you, but not as much as you want. And then suddenly, some fires happen. Yeah? Strangely, yeah? Or another thing, for example, with some budget for military, because some military comes and says, oh, we want to increase budget for buying some new weapons and so on. And government probably would say, no, we don't need such a big army. And then suddenly, soon after that, happens some war. And then the funding comes. So it is a very strong signal for any investigator, any criminal investigator would know that in this scenario, the first suspect would be that person or that organization who wanted to get funding. So this is it's not like a nonsense. It's a completely directly directly related thing. So question is that, was that investigated, the relationship between that organization and what happens now? And the question comes to such organizations like, for example, we have MI5, MI6, CIA, FBI, and so many different agencies that taxpayers spend billions every year to keep those agencies. So, principle, I can tell complete story what happened from the very beginning, what they were thinking, and even step by step what they were doing. But the question is, what would those organizations then do? So why would we need to do a job for them? So they have to do the service that's what they were hired for. The people were hired to do this job. And those services, those organizations, they have accountability to the people who pay their wages to pay to those organizations. And those people are taxpayers. So the question is this: those people, taxpayers, did they ask their representatives, basically member of parliament, to make inquiries into this area, which is direct responsibility of government organizations? So we're coming to the point that it's not that organizations, they doing something whatever they do. No, it's up to the people, to the taxpayers, to ask those questions. And if they don't bother with that, of course, government and those organizations, they can do whatever they want, because they're not accountable to anybody. And that is why everything comes from those people who elect their representatives, so member of parliament, who again create government, which is again accountable to the people. So, question to people: how many of you ask your representatives to give you a report what they're doing, because they represent you? And probably very few people would say that actually they were interested in what member of parliament were doing. And that's what happens. Because of that, they can do there whatever they want, if they feel they're not accountable. And probably you can say, but why those people are doing this? Why are they doing these things? And I will tell you that this is directly related to so-called September 11th. Why that is directly related? Because at that time people got away without any, let's say, any punishment, any investigations in what they've done. And somebody probably could say, oh, but this is another conspiracy theory. Say, no, not at all. Tell you why. Because if that is completely opposite. If investigation would find that that happened because from inside. If they would find the truth, and the truth is based on physics. There is, I think every child from the school program, physics, would know what happened there. When somebody says that, oh, there are metal structures, and they evaporated, basically, physically they evaporated, metal evaporated. And there are tons of metal just disappeared. Yeah? And then somebody from the government is trying to explain that as, oh, the kerosene, that was the fuel in the plane that crashed into the building, that fuel was burning, and that's what burned the metal. So then that child from having the book from the school program says, excuse me, but what is the temperature of melting the metal? Melting the metal. Yeah? And what is the temperature of burning that fuel that the plane was filled with? And you will find that that temperature is far below from the melting the temperature of melting the metal. But in this particular case, metal was not only melted, but evaporated even. So temperature was much more higher. So that is like even the boy from the school would tell you this. And the conspiracy would be if somebody would come and says, "Oh, you know what happened? Probably that was because of the guy who is somewhere in Saudi Arabia or Pakistan or somewhere Iran, or he was on the mountain with a mobile phone, and that's what he did this." So that would be conspiracy theory. Somebody would look and says, "Oh no, this is mental. This is you can believe in anything, in the guy in the mountains, but that is not true." And explanation, just physics. I'm not even talking about another thing, which probably as well it's an open sources that, especially New York, is one of the cities where is designed and built a special defense system for aircrafts. So it's a very secure system for any missiles, aircrafts that would try to hit those cities. So we're not talking about that. But because people who orchestrated, organized that what happened September 11th, they got away. And until now, the soldiers, they are in Afghanistan and then in Iraq for no reason whatsoever. So that happened, and then it was as excuse to invade those countries. So that's why those people, they see that, oh right, okay, if that even like without any doubts, people say okay, they accept that, so it means that they can do whatever they want. And now they do this with coronavirus. So we started from a thing that 5 years ago Bill Gates was saying that, oh, there is a very big threat with coronavirus. Not with malaria, not with something else, with coronavirus. That's what happened. Yeah. And now the same Bill Gates says, oh, everybody will be locked down until the vaccine will be invented. Yeah?
Only thing that really lets us go back completely to normal and feel good about sitting in a stadium with lots of other people is to create a vaccine and not just take care of our country, but take that vaccine out to the global population.
So basically it's a controlling of people. There is nothing more. So basically, of course, if people accept whatever happened to them, of course they will do anything. It's normal, the same as some people do with sheep, the same way. If sheep follow whatever dog just running around, they follow the path, of course they just they treat them as sheep. And somebody probably can say, oh no, but humans are not sheep. I say, okay, what's the difference? Oh, we have brain. Yes, but having brain and using brain, there are two different things. Sheep, they have brain as well. If somebody doesn't know about this, you can look at some books, you'll see. Sheep have brain, but they don't use it. They use it for the purpose that they want. So having brain for humans does not, if they don't use it, it does not mean that they are humans, they behave like humans. Humans, they came to this life to use their brains. And they have ability and they have everything available to them to use it. Everything is open. And I was saying that there are no secrets even. But this is called, that's what in Western society it's called like enlightenment or awakening. And that is, it's not like something like philosophy or something. No, this is life. This is life to understand the meaning of life, understand the meaning of existence of humans, existence of every person, including myself in this world. And with this comes responsibility. Responsibility for everything, whatever people do or they don't do. When people live, just live without thinking about the reason, they just follow some path that they do all the time. They take job, get money, get food in supermarket, go to toilet, go to bed, sleep, and then round and round. And that is, they found the easiest part, just to follow some paths, to follow some rules, to follow. This is what sheep do. That's why we are here to think and learn how to use our own brain, how to learn and how to take responsibility for everything, whatever we do. And then we will take responsibility for everything, whatever happens in this world. So any questions, please write it down, and I'll try to answer. And I'm saying that all the questions, all the answers, everything in this world is available for humans, for us. Everything is there. And then you will know even what will happen and how will happen. Everything is available. Okay? And it's enough for today. And yeah, it was pleasure being with you. Enjoy every single moment of this life. God bless you. Bye.